all decisions are emotional decisions, regardless of what is it that you're selling or you're buying. If you're buying, it's an emotional decision. If you're selling, your customer is making an emotional decision. Know that 30 years of my sales career, it's always been emotional. But how do you trigger the right emotion of your customer? That's the key in sales. You have to know the triggers. If you know the triggers, you will touch the right emotion. And if you touch the right emotion, you're a winner. Let me tell you in this video how you can trigger the right emotion. It's very simple, but still very powerful, and yet people miss it. It's very simple and powerful, and I see it on a day-to-day basis. Young advisors and young bankers and young salespeople, they still miss it because they're so short-sighted. That's the that's the biggest challenge in our this Gen Z generation. They're so short-sighted. It's all about closing the business now. Yes, it is. You have to put food on the table. However, if you just go a little bit further and a little bit further, trust me, you're going to have a bigger piece of the pie. It's all about how well are you listening to them and how invested are you in their emotions. If you are in that emotional cycle with them and you totally get it and you're very, very present of when they're talking about their grandchild and the grandchild's upcoming graduation or the prom party or the homecoming or that soccer game or that basketball game or the Thanksgiving, you are actually getting to know that personality of what is important to them. The more you pay attention and you trigger that emotion, if, for example, I know somebody, he's heavily into food, like good food, fit as a buff, but loves food. And food is my thing as well. I love good food. And I know if I just start talking about food and keep pushing it, where to get the spices, what recipe to get, what chef do I follow, if I've discovered a new restaurant, anything, I can take that conversation way further than I could do with anything else because I know that's what triggers him, right? That's his thing. And he would want to know more about the industry and everything more. The other emotion that he has, he's very into clean tech. He's very much into, you know, energy conserving and um, all those green companies. And he only wants to invest in companies who are very conscientious about protecting the earth. I can have that conversation. So you really, really have to be in that on that path. And the more you are on that emotional path and share that emotion and that feeling and totally are able to be in sync with them, trust me, you become more likable. The more likable you are, the more business you will close. That is the key. Likability transfers into closing business. Likability gets you that job. Likability gets you those contracts. Who you know, and how do you know if they like you? They will clear up all the traffic from your way to get you in front of the right person. How do you become likable? You become likable by showing your charisma. You become likable by showing up. You become likable when you undercommit and overdeliver. You become likable when you're patient. You become likable when you are in your comfort zone. You're just so comfortable and you are enjoying and you are present. Majority of the time that I notice, people are so distracted, they just don't see what's happening around them. What is in front of them? They just forget. They just forget the value. They don't appreciate what is in front of them, and they just judge. I know for a fact, and it's a true story, I closed one of my biggest investment deal because I did not judge the client. He walked into the bank and he was in his overalls, and because he was painting one of his properties. I didn't judge. I just greeted him as if he's a millionaire, and he turned out to be a multimillionaire. And he liked me so much, we ended up doing a lot of business with him. We did few $1 million of business. So it's all about likability. Do not judge a book by its cover. That is my mantra all my life. You just don't know what's behind it. You just don't know. And if you are in a client-centric position, please, I encourage you, do not judge by what they are driving, how they are, what they are wearing, because that's just something that it's a momentarily thing. Maybe if you go and see them at their house or their office, this guy is probably running 5 tech companies, or he's a VC, or he's a big real estate investor, has a big house in Silicon Valley for, who knows? So don't judge, be more likable. And one of the things that you can become more likable is by you're not judging, being yourself, be in your comfort zone and appreciate that person for who they are, and be on that emotional path with them. And you cannot be with everybody. But that is the key. You will attract your kind. It's that emotion that you are carrying that day. And if you are on that journey, on that path as your customers, your chances of likability are high. So you can only increase your success by how likable you are. And you can only become likable if you like working with people. If you are an introvert and you believe in just giving the numbers and giving the charts and the profitability and the revenue, and okay, I mean, there are people out there who believe in that more than all these other things that I talk about. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all have emotions, and we all have an energy that we transfer from each other. And if we can do that, trust me, our success will go a lot further than those numbers and those charts, because they can only go so far. After that, you have to hold the customer and bring them home. So take charge and be more likable and be present. The more present you are with your customers, whether you're talking to them on the phone or virtually or in person, just be very, very present, because it makes you more charismatic. It makes you more likable. It shows that you care. Talk about what you care. Share about what you care about, right? And the more you share. And another thing that you could do once you get to that position is you have to share about yourself. The more you share about yourself, your prospect will open up, your customers will open up. Oh, you can talk about as simple as, how was your evening the day before? Or what plans do you have for the weekend? Um, Everybody's personality is different and everybody responds differently. You will determine your personality and attract your customers that who you resonate the most with. Stay tuned for more. I hope this helps. Drop a comment or two below to just let me know if these videos help you, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.